mics. Do you remember the mic setup?
Yeah, pretty much. With the Lemonheads, and as you know, back then there was all sorts of different miking techniques, and a lot of the miking stuff was close mic'd, dead with a lot of echo effects and delay and stuff like that, and drums get into powerful compressed drums like that. And at Cherokee, one of the first things we did was make the room extremely live. It was all the fiberglass insulation on all the walls and half carpeted and everything. So we had some really nice ambience going in there with no standing waves or anything like that. So on most songs you can use it. On this stuff, it was particularly important when you put it up on speakers and listen to it more, you'll hear the ambience, you'll hear the sound of the room, and it sounds more like a band without it getting, you know, big and cacophonous and all the echoey shit. But it definitely, the acoustics play a large part in production of things. And there's times when you want to just bring it down, and on the same record, you don't say, this is our sound through the record. I never liked that concept.
Absolutely, yeah.
And yeah, there's times when you can do that and bring it down like that. But it's difficult, depending on the songs you're doing, to get the idea of what you're going to want when you mix it. And with ambience, there's certain things that you want to do beforehand. If you want it to be, you know, a giant concert hall thing, then just put your mics up, good ones, large capsule, 67s, C12s, whatever. We always used, on this we used a C24, 2 C12s in a room for room ambience. Then we had a tile room that was about 30 feet long, going from 4 feet wide to, I think, 8 feet wide. It was kind of a trapezoidal shaped thing. And I think in there we used 67s.
Yeah, that was, when I first moved to LA, that was what people would talk about with Cherokee. It was like, oh yeah, that room, you got to mic that room up.
Yeah, oh, it's incredible. It was wonderful. It used to be the room that was filled with power amps. The whole 30-foot wall was covered with 100-watt Macintosh power tube amps and the things, we kept those for years. They were wonderful, but not necessarily right for the monitors. But anyway, we'd use just enough of that to give it the live thing, but what would make it different than that than the big arena sound is high-pass filters became very important, because the kind of tighter ambience, there is no such thing as low-end ambience, at least not that you want to use. It washes everything else out. So we would get it to as high-pass enough, because we knew on the mix that's kind of what we were going to go for on that. But outside of that, the mics, FET 47s on the toms, we'd use a combination of different things on the kick. We use a 47.
A 47 or a FET 47?
FET.
FET.
Yeah. Then on the snare, we had, I could still use a KM86 on the top and a 57 on the bottom, which are wonderful sounding mics. On this one, I think we used either the C412s or the C12s, another set of C12s for the overheads, because we wanted that kind of bright end separation on it. He's real fast, and if you have big warm mics, they don't necessarily take to a drummer when he's playing the kind of rolls and things like that very fast. You don't get the dynamics out of them. It's just rounder, and you adding top end doesn't help it. So getting a mic like that, to me, always made it simpler. You know, with groups that are playing heavier things, where like right now on the stuff we just did, we used RCA 44s.
Right.
They sound wonderful on that, but a whole different animal. But it really makes a difference when you come to the mix.
Right.
Because there's certain things you can change and certain things you can't. And ambience is very difficult to change.